So welcome everyone to this demo for Sprint 2019.23, and let's, as usual, have a quick summary and then move on to demos and discussions. So in this sprint we have continued to work on in the model debug area, and the big feature we implemented in this release is a way to look at variable values in the variables view without having to suspend the application. So either you do this manually by pressing a refresh button, or even automatically as the values of the variables change at runtime. We also did some improvements in the protocol between the model debugger and HCL to improve the robustness, since we had some cases where the connection could be lost previously. We also made a fix so that now it's possible to launch the application that you are to be debugged without first building it. So there is this preference build before launch, and it turned out that if that preference was not set, it was not possible to launch the model debug session before. We also did some relatively small but still noticeable changes in the state chart editor. Over the years we have changed the condition for which, when we should show the icon that a state is composite. And we have had several customer requests to improve it, and today on this sprint we changed it once again. So now it's only shown for states that contain at least one subvertex diagram or local transition. So it means that if you have a model that has been imported from ROSE real-time and you haven't used the model fix-up, you should run this remove unnecessary regions to remove them, because now you will not see those regions anymore. I mean, those states will not look composite anymore, which is good in most cases. Code to model synchronization, we did an improvement so that now it's possible to set a preference so that the dialog is automatically closed, so that you don't have to press OK each time you synchronize code to model. In the model compiler area, we implemented a new RFE about supporting in-class member initializers, which is a C++11 construct. There are now two ways you can initialize them, as you will see in the demo. We also fixed some bugs related to how the build folder property is handled, and we did add a new validation rule to detect the case when you generate the same file name multiple times. For example, reason you have a model element with the same name in two different packages. Now you get an error for this case. And then we worked a bit on our TCP server library that we have on GitHub. And what we did in this sprint was to make it possible to perform remote reply. So in case you have an application that makes an invoke, that invoke is received by an external application. Now that this external application can reply to the invoke to make the application continue running. And this was an important feature to make it possible to fully test all aspects of an ART application. Another thing we did was to allow you to send incoming events that should be handled by the TCP server library itself and not be dispatched out to any of the outgoing ports. For example, it can be useful if you want to dump some diagnostic information from the application. And you will find the updated library and documentation on GitHub. So current experimental features are the same as has been for a long time, and the sprint deliveries this time is an update of 10.3, version 2019.23, and the older versions are still in maintenance mode, and we didn't do any updates for them in this sprint. So, any questions so far?